Alright, so this is my closing argument for Rodig. Um, I'm here to I'm here today to prosecute Umberto, a 12-year-old boy who went into his parents' safe and grabbed a loaded firearm. Humberto then fired the gun at a family member, which caused a fatal wound. Shortly after Humberto shot them, emergency responders arrived on the scene. While some may argue that 12-year-old Humberto didn't have any intent to kill that day, let me remind you that Humberto memorized the safe code, opened the safe, took out the gun, and fired it. If he if he did shoot the gun on accident, the chance that out of the whole house he fired it at a family member that resulted in a fatal wound is very low. Humberto should be charged with first degree murder because he planned to take out the gun from the safe with an intent to kill. There should be no questioning that what he did had hidden intentions. Justice must be served for the family member that lost their life that day for no apparent reason. Some may argue that the boy had mental issues, which resulted in this horrible occurrence. I argue that 12-year-old Humberto knew exactly what he was doing at that moment and was not influenced by anything except his own motives. In my research, I've found that Humberto's case relates to other cases such as the state Pittman case in South Carolina. In this case, a similar 12-year-old was convicted of murdering his grandparents. The court decided that he shall be tried as an adult given the severity of his crime and the evidence that pointed to him having the intent to do it. Humberto, like this other 12-year-old boy, also showed signs that he planned the murder, such as memorizing the code for the safe, bringing the firearm out of the safe, and lastly, firing the weapon onto a family member. In the Henry Gold case in 1967 established that juveniles accused of crimes are entitled to a legal representative. While it protects juveniles, it also confirms that they can be prosecuted and held accountable for crimes under the law. Therefore, I ask that Humberto should be tried as an adult for his crimes, for this is not a simple offense such as shoplifting or vandalism. This is a murder we're talking about. It's obvious that there are holes in this case, but there's plenty of evidence that points to Humberto being guilty. For example, to show Humberto's recklessness in this situation, I will grab your attention to the firearm that he used to murder the family member. When Humberto grabbed the gun, he obviously knew what type of damage a gun could do. For him to grab the gun, go wherever the family member was in the house, and shoot it is a prime example of his reckless behavior and lack of remorse. As a community, if we don't take care of this case, what other types of reckless and dangerous crimes may Humberto commit? To let Humberto go without serious consequences would be a threat to our community. If justice is not served here, this clearly communicates to Humberto that this type of behavior is acceptable, and he will never learn the heavy weight and damage that his actions cost. Some may argue that because Humberto is so young, the punishment shouldn't be so harsh. I agree that in some cases, juveniles should not be charged in a way that takes away important stages of their life. However, this isn't one of those cases. An innocent person lost their life that day, of a life that the victim and their family cannot get back. In the field of violent crimes for juveniles, this case sticks out as a very unique but also heavy situation. This case show other juveniles that violent actions have very serious consequences. Many juveniles commit crimes just because they are young and believe that they won't get as much of a severe punishment because they are under the age of 18. Most believe that the court should give more leniency to a person who is a juvenile. I believe that there should be no leniency, for that may lead to more reoffending cases, such as the Lionel Tate case. In this case, 14-year-old Lionel Tate received a life sentence without parole for the murder of a 6-year-old girl in 2001 when he was 12 years old. Lionel was later released in 2004, but was arrested again in 2005 for an armed robbery. This case demonstrates that age does not change a person's violent nature. Even with the gruesome crime that Lionel committed when he was a juvenile, he still decided to become a reoccurring offender. Another demonstration of this is the Nathaniel Abraham case in Michigan. Nathaniel was charged with second-degree murder of an 18-year-old man at the age of 11 in 1977. Nathaniel was later arrested multiple times for drug-related offenses. I believe that the amount of weight and severity that a crime has should determine the punishment. Once someone kills another person, there is little room for rehabilitation. Your Honor, this case is a reminder to us all of the consequences that come from a juvenile's actions. While Humberto is young, the weight and gravity of his actions cannot go overlooked. It is important that the court delivers a fair but strong sentence for this boy. Justice must be served for the victim that lost their life that day, and we must protect the community before he causes any more harm. It is our duty as a court to hold 12-year-old Humberto accountable for his actions and make sure that he changes from this experience. That's it.